Are you looking for new music from 2022 that you want to listen to help you get a good feel for music that's coming out within the year? Check out my playlist down in the description below. 2022 is on fire, where I feature my personal favorite tracks from the albums I've listened to throughout the year, whether I've reviewed it already, only written a review, or I just listen to it casually. Check it out when you have the time. I'd really appreciate the support, and you might even find a band or an artist that you didn't know previously that might be a new favorite. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Flower petals are usually pretty beautiful, but sometimes they wilt and you realize just how dry they can be. Welcome to Everyone Who Does Music. Before this video starts off, I do want to note, just such as pretty much every video I have with this pink shirt on, that I'm in a different position than usual. I'm doing this video for the most part with my head pointed down like this, reading the script, because I had a big backlog of reviews written, and I have an even bigger backlog of over 100 albums I still need to listen to. It's not even halfway through the years. I need to catch up. This is the easiest way for me to do the videos. I apologize for that. But getting into the actual video today we're looking at the newest album from Veridia called Pain Reliever. This EP comes after two previous EPs and a full studio album which saw a relatively enjoyable alternative rock and pop rock sound. I found this group on the 2015 run of the Christian touring festival Winter Jam and found them to be one of the louder and easier to listen to albums among the crowd of relatively samey Christian artists on the stage. And I was honestly hooked on the Inseparable EP that came out at the time. I lost track of the band over the last half a decade and found out through pure coincidence, looking through old Facebook memories, that they actually had a new album on the way. So naturally, like many other bands this year from earlier in my life releasing upcoming music, I latched onto the release date and kept my ears peeled for the new music. I just wish the end result was worth the wait. Before I get too dead set on the negative vibes here, I will note that the song Crushed Velvet is the one to go to on this EP, being a song that captures the early Veridia sound as well as the new vocal melodies that lead singer Dina, apologies for butchering this name, Jacob goes with. Dina is a singer with a powerful voice, no doubt about it, but I feel like many times throughout this release her voice gets lost in translation amongst all the other sounds at play. But here on Crushed Velvet we see a focused direction and straightforward approach as opposed to the chaotic and oftentimes too much at once attack that the other songs gave me. This is a song that sounds just as home to a club at late night as it would in the end credits of a mainstream movie, choosing to let guitarist Brandon Brown lead the song's course of direction with an almost swooping guitar. My only gripe with this song is its over-reliance on electronic and synth work, which if stripped away would reveal an honest-to-God impressive rock track, but instead pushes it into a different environment altogether, just being a semi-okay pop rock track. A song that feels very similar and yet all too different comes just one track later in Poppies, a song that tries to dial things up a few more notches but ends up just being a loud mess with too many moving parts. In the early goings of the song, with a nice pacing drum fill and solid supporting guitar, it comes in and out, and I thought this would be a standout song just from the intro until the many changes in momentum happened. Speed and even volume started to change, and it seemed like Veridia is trying to create organic anticipation or anxiety within the song with how every member comes in, leaves, comes back twice as furious, and leaves again, but it just feels disjointed here. This isn't the only time where it feels like additional elements feel like too much at once either. The interestingly unique song Blood Diamond features some more wonderful vocal work, but sees the rest of the band produce nothing of real fruit or worth. The sounds added in, like the 4-string work, add a great initial flair, but when you listen closer to members Brandon and Kyle, you hear something that has no real sense of trying to be anything more than basic. The song is firmly split in between an impressive vocal performance and a phoned-in instrumental one, which just drags it down. Maybe this is due in part to the band's overall sound, focusing on an almost indie representation of the alternative rock sound they're labeled with, but I couldn't help but hear this song, and really most of the EP overall, and think to myself, this could be so much more. The following track, Light It Up, sees the exact opposite happen with a firmly consistent instrumental approach, but suddenly unimpressive vocals that sound almost deadpan in comparison to other cuts on this album. This also isn't even taking into account the almost Disney-level cookie-cutter lyricism at play. I get well-intentions wanting to create something positive rather than intricate and grand, but this isn't even an enjoyable song, as a song in other forms of its mission have been in the past. My overall emotion walking away from this EP is just disappointment. Veridia is a group that can sound bombastic and loud without resorting to conventional rock or alternative pop stereotypes, even within their own bubble within the subgenre. So why is this EP something that feels like laziness compared to stuff like just their past work in general? It feels like the companion album to a B-movie, and not even the title track, something that should represent the overall emotion and message of the album at hand, can save things. Once again, this song this album as well, excuse me, goes on to only be something good at first listen, but just passing on the second listen, and then meh on the third one when you get to critical terms. Dreamy lyrics are only beneficial to an album's sound when the background noise matches the vibes, and nothing feels like it's in the right place here. It's for this reason and the reasons I've discussed above that Pain Reliever, the EP, gets a 2.6 out of 5 EP score, or a 5.2 out of 10 overall album score. And that's your review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Have you ever been to Winter Jam? It's honestly pretty sick. You can see bands like Skillet on there sometimes. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying hydrated. I'll see you next time.